This is our title for a documentary. What is the documentary about? The documentary is about people's fascinations with serial killers, why people find it interesting, and what type of documentary is it? It's expository, and it's expository because it has a voiceover and it has archived footage. What is our opinion? People are scared for their own safety of serial killers. People want to understand what's going on in the serial killer's mind so they don't become one too. Is it going to be biased? No. It's going to be balanced, as we're going to carry out many interviews, therefore there will be many different points of views. It has to be balanced so it's accurate, so viewers can trust that the programme is correct. Factual issues. Getting permission. The video will be on YouTube, therefore we'll have to get permission from parental permission for children under 16. Getting interviewees. Once people find out it's going to go on YouTube, they don't want to do it. It's hard to find primary research, as we won't be able to get into a prison to interview any serial killers. Judges and psychologists will be hard to access, and there are many things they aren't allowed to reveal about any cases. Our target audience is aimed for males, 15 to 25 years of age, reformers and mainstreamers, non-religious, agnostics and religious reformists, people from the band C2 to E in the social class.
Secondary research. We've found and looked at interviews with serial killers, like this man, Charles Manson. Oh, that's brilliant. That's good. Studies into people's fascinations with serial killers. We've looked around the internet quite a bit and found things like studies into people's fascinations with serial killers, as you can see. This is universities doing studies, and we found quite a few of these. We have prepared many interview questions for judges, which we realised it would be unlikely to interview any judges that have dealt with serial killers in the past. This is an example. We just wanted to sort of see, we just prepared these questions in case it ever happened, but it's looking even more unlikely. Psychology teachers and professional psychologists. We've already interviewed a psychology teacher, and this is two of the questions. Criminologists, looking unlikely again, unless we can go to a university where criminology is taught. The public, leaving some of the questions for sort of ages 11 to 15, which probably wouldn't have had much contact with serial killer programs. So as you can see, the questions are sort of light, and then get a bit more in depth when you, as people get older, that we interview ages 25 to 50, because seeing as serial killers are all different ages, as it may sound weird, all the people that would be interested in the age would vary. Primary research. These are just some interviews. One interview with a student and one with a psychology teacher. That has been put over a silent recording of me, and it's kind of creepy.
Do you like watching serial killer documentaries?
I'd like to say no, because I sort of see them as deep-rooted, perhaps sick individuals. But again, like morbid sort of curiosity of serial killers, and you can't help but find it interesting.
I don't really tend to watch documentaries, and I don't really think a serial killer documentary would appeal to me.
Yeah, very short, like example interviews. That's not the whole thing, obviously. Audience figures, just some graph. Death in Paradise program. This is in the millions. Yeah. People love the word and seem to be sort of attracted to the word death. And when they hear it, even in a good way or a bad way, sort of people seem to talk about it, and various programs have been made around death. Ripper Street, which is obviously based on Jack the Ripper. Serial killers like Jack the Ripper seem to be idolised in a way. There's the loads of films about him, lots of there's a London Dungeons, there's a whole poster with Jack the Ripper on it. Seemed to be idolised by people, even though he murdered lots of people. People find documentaries interesting, that's why they're still being made, because people like to know the facts about the things they like or are interested in.
Resources needed, the equipment we'll need, reflectors, Canon E550, tripods, MacBook Pro, location and travel. We're going to hire a studio under this postcode, and to get there we'll take a coach. Interviewees, 3 people from each category, so that we get a wide perspective. Therefore, there will still be enough interviewees in case a person can't make it. Organisers. We will each organise to arrange an interview with one person in each age category. We will each arrange an interview with 1 of 3 professionals. And our constraints are time, because we'll have 7 days to carry out interviews, 2 weeks to edit, and 2 days to act out scenes. Our costs is $3,613, which is good because our budget is $5,000. Legal and ethical issues, using materials from the internet, and we'll have to look for a license. If there isn't one, then you can't use it until you get the permission. News reporting, not a photograph of the work. Then the source of material is acknowledged, and our Gantt chart. We've already had interviews taking place, as you saw those, but we have 1 female student, age 17, a psychology teacher, and this is our schedule with different interviews that will take place at these times, as shown.
Thank you for watching. Is there any questions you'd like to ask?
You say the target audience is males. Why is it just males, not females?
It's not males, it's mainly males, because males play Xbox on games, violent games, so it's mainly attracted to them, but a lot of females will watch the documentary as well. Okay.
What made you pick this topic in the first place?
I am quite interested in serial killers, and I've noticed quite a lot of people are interested in serial killers. Lots of programs being made about like Dexter.
As you saw, the audience figures was quite high on things like death and documentaries as well.
Why are you all standing in the corner?
In the corner, because our laptop's right here.
I had to click.
Yeah.
didn't
remote
work,
clicking
Jason.
it.
How did you get a budget of £5,000?
Because it was a reasonable amount to spend on the documentary.
We're only students, Jason.
Do you think there were any issues with your interviews? Anything you could evaluate on them?
A good thing about the interview with Rasheen was that she wasn't actually initially a fan of serial killer documentaries, so that was one side that we got. But it would also be good to get, I guess, somebody who's a massive fan of them, which we have done an interview on that. So I guess that's good to show a balanced opinion.
And we could look at the interviews and see what questions we could develop to maybe get a longer answer, and see the right people to interview, because one interview didn't go so well.
Well, the one with Rasheen or not?
No,
Another one.
the one that
Wasn't
wasn't shown.
shown.
Yeah.
The one
Because
that
it
was
awful.
meant to show more balanced opinion, because Rasheen said that she didn't like serial
What
killer
went wrong?
documentaries.
Everything.
Yeah,
What, the sound or the person?
No, the person
the
went.
person went
What,
wrong.
they
They
were
used
too keen on
inappropriate
killing
language.
people?
No, they just kept laughing.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's kind of awkward.
Okay. Yeah, I thought with the Rasheen one you could have potentially she said she's not interested, but
Yeah.
I wonder if she does watch TV shows or films. Or she may not, I don't know. And what about the psychology teacher? What did they ask to be hidden?
Yeah.
Maybe they're a serial killer. I don't know.
Any other questions, anyone?
Maybe.
I have. Why did you? Why reformers and mainstreamers?
Because reformers want to make a change, so they'll try to actually make a change, but they won't be able to. The serial killers is a big thing in society.
Yeah. Why mainstreamers?
Because mainstreamers, a lot of them just play violent games on their Xbox, so
Okay, so
they'd
it
be
is
interested in that
a
topic.
popular pastime to
Yeah.
kill people.
Yeah.
Did you think about like did you think about any other interesting facts of serial killers, like except they are in fact serial killers and they have killed a lot of people, like other facts?
Yeah, but
Our main thing is why
Why they
people
watch
find
them.
them fascinating.
because it's like they're called serial killers because they killed a lot of people, so that's fine.
So
Obvious.
you're more interested in why we're interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
And
found
not
some
what
facts.
they have.
We have found some facts about 650,000 people die each year of murders or crime. And the other one,
Doesn't that scare you?
yeah, it does, because why we're making this documentary.
It is interesting that we seem to be very interested in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quite, morbid, I suppose.
Jason.
You know how you said the teacher wanted to hide his identity? You basically told us that he was a teacher and you filmed over Lewis's image, so that's not really hiding his identity either.
Yeah. but
Also,
there's
the
other
sound of his
teachers.
voice you didn't change, which is easily distinctive like, to students who actually do the subject.
Because he didn't state why he wanted his identity changed.
He just didn't want his face
We
on
thought that
YouTube.
perhaps he just didn't want his face shown,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we
It's a
didn't
good
take
point
into
though,
consideration
as
of
well.
his
So
voice.
it's
He did
worth-
explain to me that he just didn't want his face
Yeah,
shown on
yeah.
YouTube.
But I suppose in terms of Ofcom, and this is true for all of you, when you do your interview release, you need to explain it will be broadcast
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Do you mind? If you want your identity hidden, do you want your voice hidden as well, and so on? And what you can do as well, the other one you can do is someone else can read out his answers over a silhouette of someone. So there's all those different ways of hiding or not hiding identities. That was one of the questions, sorry. I got a bit lost with the photograph and there was some, in the legal and ethical bit, I wasn't quite sure what you were saying, to be honest, but don't worry about it now.
You're not allowed not allowed to have a photograph of the work shown on what we're doing, the documentary, of any work of anything.
Where?
We're not allowed to use a photograph
Oh, a
of someone
photo.
else's
Oh, I
work.
see.
Yeah.
Right, it is, isn't it? That criteria.
Yeah, no, I didn't
So
know
you
that
can
too.
show archive footage if
Yeah.
you say where it's from, but you can't
Yeah.
show photos without permission
Yeah.
of anything. Apparently, does that come from fair use or?
That,
That was from the copy.
it's copyright.
Well,
That's
the photo you
copyright.
took, of course you can.
Okay.
But if it's someone else's photo, it has to get permission, basically. People can make more money out of photos.
Yes.
Do any of you three want to study criminology in the future to understand why people are interested in serial killers further?
Yeah. Right. The whole thing, criminology, I'm quite interested in.
You two.
I'm not particularly interested, but it's nice to know. If I saw this documentary on TV, I'd watch it because I'd be fascinated about serial killers.
It's interesting, but I don't think I'd progress in education with it, or perhaps learn more about it. But I guess that's, you know, always an open door.
Did you try to contact anyone? You talked about criminologists and judges and things like that, or
We've
What?
looked on some websites,
yeah.
found some. You saw a
So-
print screen on
yeah,
this,
yeah.
something.
I've attempted to like contact some university students, perhaps that study criminology.
Yeah. No
It's
luck on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to interview like any police forces?
We could, but
We're
it's
not-
kind of
we're
hard
not
to get the
planning
information
to.
out of them because
And
there's not much they can say about certain cases.
They don't have a lot of power to say that.
But they may be able to give you information about why the general public might be interested,
Yeah.
which has become your focus, hasn't it?
But we
Yeah.
could find that information on the internet, and like, not many police officers really come into contact with serial killers.
Yeah, but
Sure.
what I'm saying is a police officer might be, for all we know, someone that likes to watch films about serial killers.
Yeah.
So they might have a slightly different insight into why there is an obsession almost, particularly when you bring up the idea of kind of first person computer games where murder is, well, usually to do with zombies or war zones.
Kill
But
people.
yeah, there are some serial killer ones, or there used to be.
There was Manhunt.
Manhunt, that was
Yeah.
banned.
That was-
yeah, you get to like,
that
kill
was
people.
bad.
Put plastic bags on them.
Someone was supposed to have been playing Manhunt, but then killed them.
Yeah, no, it was there was something that happened.
They snipers
Where,
or.
No, two kids. They were like friends, and one of them ended up killing the other one.
Oh, was
because
that
of the-
Manhunt?
Yeah, because of the
Oh,
game,
yeah,
and that
yeah,
influenced
yeah.
the ban.
Someone went on a killing spree as well after with a plastic bag.
Right.
Why it was kind
So
of.
are there any more serial killer computer games out there?
Manhunt 2.
Yeah.
Well, in Grand Theft Auto, you become a serial killer. You can just like kill those people.
Yeah, technically.
But that's up to you.
but that's not the objective of the game, which is why it hasn't been banned.
I think that's why a lot of people are doing it though.
Yeah.
Cool. Any more questions? Anyone? Anything of anything else? Anyone inspired to pick up a gun?
Don't use a gun, use a knife.
Shoot Lewis.
Or
That's not very nice.